Good evening. It is 6 o'clock, and this is the October 10th, 2019 meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. We will recess into work session to review the cases. All of the members of the commission are anticipated to be here tonight, but at this time I'll recess to the work session, and then we'll reconvene at about 6:30.
Now we've got 2040 vision.
All righty, it is 6:32, and we are reconvening into regular session. Prior to those that just arrived, we reviewed the cases in our work session. Our first order of business tonight on the agenda is to consider the minutes of our September 19th meeting. Are there any comments by the commission, or is there a motion by the commission?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move that the minutes of the meeting of Thursday, September 19, 2019, be approved of the Planning and Zoning Commission as written.
We have a motion by Vice Chair Portman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Blankenship. All in favor, please raise your hand.
Blankenship, Guerra, Portman, Haas, Maurer, Robinson. Approved. Those opposed?
Not opposed, just abstaining.
Oh, I apologize. Approved. The motion carries.
Very good. Item 4 on the agenda this evening is to consider approval of the site plan for the Srini Coppell Retail, being Lot 1, Block B of RS Denton Tap 121 edition, being a site plan for a 14,700 square foot retail building with drive-through facilities for a possible dry cleaning business and additional retail uses on 1.615 acres of property located on the north side of State Highway 121, approximately 900 feet west of Denton Tap Road at the request of Claymore Engineering on behalf of Denton 121 Shopping Center Limited. Staff report by Ms. Mary Perone Boswell. Mary?
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners. The first item on your agenda this evening, this is a site plan for Srini Coppell Retail. This particular piece of property is located on the north side of State Highway 121, approximately 900 feet west of Denton Tap. This particular piece of property, they're looking to build a 14,700 square foot retail building. There is a companion item on this, which is the next item, item 5, which is the plat. This particular piece of property is accessible both from Denton Tap and from 121. There is an existing decel lane that goes on to the future Hat Creek Barbecue and LA Fitness piece of property, and there's an existing entrance off of 121 to the west where the medical building is. So you'll be able to drive on this site from either Denton Tap or 121. It's a proposed 14,700 square foot building. It will have multiple tenants, and on the western edge it has a proposal for drive-through, if they have a drive-through cleaners. There is a stipulation on the plans that it will not be used for a restaurant. Such a use would require additional parking, as well as having to go through a special use permit process. In terms of landscaping for this piece of property, it does meet our landscaping requirements. They are planting approximately 31 new trees. There will be shrubs and trees along the perimeter. Additional shrubs will be along the parking areas as well. So they have about 30% parking on site. In terms of the exterior facade, it will be a combination of stone and stucco with a standing seam metal roof. They do have tower elements on 3 of the 4 corners. There are no signage proposed at this time, so they will be required to comply with city regulations for any proposed signage in the future. Staff is recommending approval of Srini Coppell Retail Site Plan, Lot 1, Block B, subject to the following conditions: that there will be additional comments during detailed engineering review and building permit process. Signage shall comply with the sign ordinance and be generally consistent in terms of style, placement, and size. 3, submission of the location and type of lighting facilities, security lighting, screening, and glare shades will be required at the time of building permit to ensure compliance with glare and lighting ordinance. And 4, the screening wall will be required to be constructed prior to the building going vertical. So there is a screening wall that will be to the rear of the property, attaching to the existing screening wall to the east and west of it. That is the end of my presentation.
Thank you, Mary. Any questions of staff by the commission?
Mary, was there any conversation with the applicant about the loading zone next to the trash collection bins, but the loading being separated from the building in no apparent way to get to the back doors other than through parking spots?
The applicant is here. If we have some concerns, I'm sure they'd be willing to address that. We just required a loading zone. We didn't have a particular location for it.
And then the other thing I'd pointed out, the fire lane demarcation on the site plan drawing, it's also pointing to it to a private drainage easement.
Right. So I will meet with the engineer after the meeting and point out the couple of changes that need to be made on the plans.
Okay.
Any other questions of staff by the commission? Okay, is the applicant here? If we could get your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Drew Donosky. I'm with Claymore Engineering, 1903 Central Drive, Bedford, Texas.
Thanks very much. There was a question regarding loading zone. Is there any comments there you could provide?
We don't anticipate any issues with having to have vehicles staging by the dumpster. We don't foresee, based on our uses, any large truck unloading and loading, particularly during open and working hours. Most of the loading and unloading that we would anticipate would be when there's no one parking. That said, we'd be happy to work with staff if we need to, add a ramp or something that would create more of a direct route. We'd be happy to pursue that and look at that.
It's really just a temporary to place the vehicle.
Exactly, just to keep it out of the fire lane so we don't cause any hazards.
Well, Sue?
You mentioned, based on your uses, what are your uses?
Right now we're looking at a percentage of retail and restaurant, but that restaurant use is capped based on the parking that we have. There's a particular percentage.
Mary, I thought they weren't allowed to put restaurant in here.
No drive-through restaurant, I believe.
So, my understanding was that this is strictly retail because that is what is listed on the plans. So, I was not aware of any restaurant uses for this.
Would the parking requirements change if they decided to put in a restaurant use?
Yes, they would. And they only have, I think, 2 or 3 extra parking spots, so I'm not sure how that would work out.
And like I said, our client understands the parking limitations, so we would be confined within that. If a restaurant use doesn't work based on parking, then we'd accept that.
Okay, thank you.
Procedurally, Mary, though, if there is a restaurant use on the site, it has to come through.
They would have to come back and
Okay.
get a special use permit for that. So, at this point, our understanding was that it was strictly retail, and that's how the site plan is designated.
But that would be an administrative thing, consideration if there is a restaurant, or does that need to go through approvals?
It would have to
public
go through a
hearing?
process again.
Okay.
So at this point, it's strictly retail.
Okay. Freddie?
Question regarding the dry cleaners. Is there a possibility of, collection and delivery occurring from that business, or just strictly just dropping off?
So there isn't a set dry cleaner use at this time. The drive-through is just limited to not be restaurant. Something with an order point where you pick, you drive up to a menu board, and we just didn't have the stacking on this site to provide that, and so we noted that a drive-through restaurant would not be permitted on the site plan. But a dry cleaner isn't set in stone. It's a use that would conform, but not set in stone.
Any other questions of the applicant? Okay. Any questions you might have of us?
Thank
or
you.
Staff? Okay. All right.
After the meeting.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any discussion by the commission? Is there a motion by the commission?
I'll make a motion to approve Serini Coppell Retail Site Plan with the staff conditions, with the 4 staff conditions.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Robinson. Is there a second? Second, Commissioner Guerra. All in favor, please raise your hand.
Blankenship, Guerra, Portman, Haas, Maurer, Robinson, Walker, all approved, none opposed, motion carries.
Okay, thank you very much. Item 5 this evening on the agenda is to consider approval of the R.S. Denton TAP 121 Edition Lot 1 Block B minor plat, being a minor plat of 1.615 acres to establish one lot and dedicate various easements to allow for the development of 14,700 square feet of retail on Lot 1 Block B, located on the north side of State Highway 121, approximately 900 feet west of Denton Tap Road, at the request of Claymore Engineering on behalf of Denton 121 Coppell Shopping Center Limited. Mary?
Sorry. This item is a companion item to the one we just were looking at. So this is the plat for the piece of property. It shows required fire lanes and access easements that would continue the driveways from east to west and around the building for fire coverage, as well as the other drive lane down the western portion of the lot. Also addresses other easements on the lot and sidewalks. So staff is recommending approval of RS Denton Tab 121 addition, Lot 1, Block B, with the following conditions: that there will be additional comments during the detailed engineering plan review. Tree mitigation fees shall be paid at the time of tree removal permit.
Very good. Thank you, Mary. Are there any questions of staff by the commission?
Mary, I just had a quick question. I noticed that the county line runs right through the northern portion of this. Do they have to file it in both Denton and Dallas County?
Yes.
Any other questions of staff? Questions of the applicant? Is there anything the applicant would like to add? You're in approval of the conditions as presented?
Great.
All right. Very good. If there's no other discussion, is there a motion by the commission?
I'll make another motion to approve RS Denton Tap 121 Edition, Lot 1, Block B, minor plat, Serenity Coppell Retail, with the 2 staff conditions.
All righty. We have a motion by Commissioner Robinson. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Maurer. All in favor, please raise your hands.
Blankenship, McGuire, Portman, Haas, Mauer, Robinson, Walker, all approved, none opposed, motion carries.
Very good. Thank you very much. Item 6 on the agenda is a public hearing. This is to consider approval of Prologis Park 121 Edition, that being QT, lots 2R1 and 2R2, Block B replat, being a replat of the Prologis Park 121, Lot 2R, Block B, to establish 2 lots and dedicate various easements to allow for the development of a quick trip convenience store and gas station on Lot 2R1 and future retail, office, and hotel uses on Lot 2R2, containing approximately 5.13 acres of property located in the southwest corner of North Freeport Parkway and State Highway 121 at the request of Gwen Keene of Quick Trip Corporation and Eric Hawk of Archway 121 Coppell Limited, being represented by SCI Inc. Staff report by Ms. Boswell. Mary?
This is a public hearing, item 6. This essentially is a plat for a piece of property that was approved with a PD earlier this year. The northern portion of the site is for a proposed Quick Trip gasoline service station and convenience store. Part of Lot 2R, so the PD that was approved did include additional property, which is proposed to have additional retail, hotel, and office component. So the illustration is just to kind of remind you of what that PD was about. This particular plat is the northern portion of the site, so it's Lot 2R, existing Lot 2R, proposed to subdivide it into 2 lots, with the northernmost portion being proposed for a Quick Trip. So the plat does illustrate the entrances and fire lanes proposed, as well as different easements on the property. So staff is recommending approval of Prologis Park 121 Edition, lots 2R1, 2R2, Block B, with the following conditions: that there will be additional comments during detailed engineering plan review, and that tree mitigation fees shall be paid at the time of tree removal permit.
Very good. Thank you, Mary. Are there any questions of staff by the commission? Ed?
Mary, do you happen to know the timing of the development?
They are eager to start construction, so they are probably in their final reviews with engineering. And I believe, I'm not sure about building, but I'm sure they're close behind with that as well.
It is pretty heavily treed. Out of curiosity, has the tree mitigation fee been calculated? Do you know that value?
They are working with our arborist to finalize that number.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions of staff by the commission? Okay. Is the applicant here to present the case? Thank you very much.
Hi, Gwen Keane with Quick Trip, 1120 North Industrial Boulevard, Euless, Texas. I'm kind of a transplant from St. Louis, so I remember the right address. As to your question on tree mitigation, we have 2 trees that we need to finalize, but it looks like as of now it's about $56,000.
Wow. Okay. Are you in agreement with conditions as presented?
Yes.
Are there any questions of the applicant by the commission? Wow. After watching that baseball team last night, maybe not.
There was a lot of screaming at my house.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. Is there anybody who'd like to speak for or against the proposed application? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Is there any final discussion on the item, or is there a motion by the commission?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I will move to approve Prologis Park 121 Edition QT, lots 2R-1 and 2R-2, Block B replat, subject to the staff conditions.
Very good. We have a motion by Commissioner Portman. Is there a second?
I second.
Second, Commissioner Guerra. All in favor, please raise your hand.
Blankenship, Guerra, Portman, Haas, Mauer, Robinson, Walker, all approved, none opposed, motion carries.
Very good. Thank you very much. Item 7 on the agenda is the update of City Council actions. We did review the items from the last council meeting in our work session. Mary, is there anything you want to add to that item?
No, sir.
Okay. Item 8 on the agenda is adjournment. If there's no other any comments by the commission, we will be adjourned. Okay, the time and the commission is adjourned.